superintendent's license. It'll take this year and all of next school year. I will look at it again, but I go back and forth. I think I still want to go to law school. I think so. I'm trying to decide what I want to do in terms of that, because if it's law school or PhD, I'm done. You know. So, and then two, I was fortunate. My dad paid for a lot of my education. Like I said, he just had a stroke, and you know, all his income is going to his medical expenses. I went to pay for my class a few weeks ago, and I just had to call him very, you know, grateful because today I had to go buy the book. It was $75.
Right.
And I was like, oh my.
And that was new or used?
It was new. They didn't have any used.
Oh,
And trust me, I
They
looked. I didn't care if it was highlighted. And then my husband was like, that's because it has the CD-ROM. I said, no, and it's not even hardback. So exactly. So that was just crazy. But no. But I'm trying to figure out where I want to go.
Okay. Any more questions from Mrs. Milton?
Since you came here, you gonna remember all of our names?
I knew all of your names before I came here. I don't know the other young lady said that's going to hand a gift, but I will admit, like I said, Sydney made me know her. Sydney was like, you got a daycare provider, my mother watches kids, she said call her. Sydney made me know her name.
You're not going to not know
You
Miss
know,
Sydney.
so as time goes on, and sometimes I'll just say, like in the lunchroom, I'll say, Miss Morgan, what's that child's name? Or, you know, just to try to know the name.
Okay, no more questions? Any more questions?
You have a question?
What you gonna name your son?
If it's a boy, Gary the Third. My husband always says he got cursed with that name. So. Right. So, if it's a girl, my oldest is Kendall, my youngest is Cameron. We talked about Courtney, and don't ask me where these K's and C's came from, because me and all my sisters are S's. My mother is an S. My father is Oscar. So, but I don't know. I'll take suggestions for girl names. So.
But we have
Yeah, but we're
Let's pray for
Yes.
Let's just believe it up until we
Exactly.
until we can't believe it no more.
And it's very different this time. Well, first of all, I was in shock, but it has been different.
I understand.
Yeah.
I truly understand. We have, for anybody who don't know me, we have an 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 1.5-year-old, and an 8-month-old. So I share her pain. I share it, but I enjoy sharing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a blessing, and that's you know.
That's what I have to keep telling
Yeah.
myself.
It is.
Yes,
It's a blessing.
it's a blessing.
You have to reiterate that to yourself sometimes.
Over and over. Yes, you do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, like that.
Okay, our next guest is Mrs. Patricia Wilson, and I've been knowing Miss Wilson for a long time. So if I could say anything about her, I would say, and you know, I used to wouldn't be a mushy person, you know, saying sensitive stuff, but you know, I feel like I'm changed. So I would say that she's a very sweet and focused young lady. The one thing I admire about her is that she has a daughter, a teenage daughter. I admire her firmness, with her fairness with her daughter. So that's for Miss Patricia Wilson. So you come on up.
Yay!
Okay. Okay, so we same questions. Here you go. You can tell us your career and where you wear it.
Well, one thing I want to say, I'm so happy to be here. Y'all look so nice. It's really nice to see you all. I'm going to answer 2 questions in one, if you don't mind. When I was 14, I was in the science class, and his name was Mr. Olson, and he invited about 4 to 5 women to come and talk to our class and tell us what their careers were. And one was a guidance counselor, and when she described her job, that she works with children, she tries to help them decide their futures and helps them maintain their goals. I said, that's what I want to be.
At 14?
At 14.
Yes.
I knew that's what I wanted to be. Well, I went on through middle school, high school. I graduated from Shaw High School. And I went to my guidance counselor and I said, I want to be a guidance counselor.
Yeah.
And I told her what school I want to go to. I said, I want to go to John Carroll, which is in Cleveland.
Yes.
And she said, oh no, you won't fit in there. That you won't fit in there. They're all rich and preppy and they drive their parents' cars. You won't fit in there.
Trying to discourage you.
She did discourage me.
Wow.
She succeeded and I believed her. So I didn't go to John Carroll. I chose Ohio State, which turned out to be really good, but I still had this nagging that I wanted to go to John Carroll. So I went to Ohio State, I graduated, I had my daughter. 10 years down the line, I said, I'm gonna go to John Carroll. I'm gonna go back. And I told my daughter, she was like 11, and I was worried because, you know, you all grow really fast, and I did not want to miss out on that.
Yes.
And she said, well, Mommy, we can do our homework together. Go back, go back.
Yeah.
So she encouraged me to go back. It took me a long time. It took me about 3 years. And guess what school I went to? John Carroll. I went to John Carroll and they accepted me. I got my master's degree. I got my master's degree in education and my license in school counseling. So now today, like what's that, 25 years later, since I was 14, I'm a guidance counselor.
Amen. Amen. So now when you went back to John Carroll, what did it do for you, being that you had got discouraged about, probably thinking you didn't fit in? So when you did, we guess you fit in, and how was it different from how the guidance counselor had described it to you when she was discouraging you from going?
I see what you're saying. She was right. They were rich. It's a very rich school. But I fit myself in there.
Yes.
I made my way. And it was different because I was older. A lot of them were younger and very rich, and I was working and put myself through school.
Yes.
But I made myself fit in. And I liked everybody. They liked me.
Yes.
They didn't have a choice because I was there.
You was there to get
right.
something.
I'm here, right.
Yes.
So I made myself fit in and I fit in.
Okay, so if any of these girls was interested in being a guidance counselor, we asked Mrs. Norton, as far as dispositions and, what's like a personality, or is it a certain character you need to possess to be a guidance counselor, or, can anybody be a guidance counselor, or does it, sometimes certain things you need to possess to have certain positions?
I would say 2 things. You need to have compassion and really feel for people, because everybody is so different. And we may think just because we have it good at home, we have our house and our mother cooks and we got the genes, everybody doesn't have that.
Right.
So people don't have a place to stay. I have families that are homeless, families that their children were abused and so forth, and you really have to feel for them and be compassionate instead of just being snooty and, looking your nose up and looking down upon them. And then the other thing is patience. You have to be patient. Just like I was patient going through school little by little. They're going through school little by little, and their parents are dealing with them. So I deal with parents and I deal with the students and with teachers and with principals.
Yes.
So compassion and patience.
Yes. Okay. Second question, when you answered that kind of when you was a child.